Hey everybody, it's Andrew Whipple with The Plagued Gamer, and I'm here for episode 3 of Razing with RaiderZ. We're going to be focusing on the crafting system, looking at reskilling, and checking out the first major city, the giant castle city of Ingen. So why don't I just stop talking right now, and let's get right into the thick of it, huh? Episode... Last episode we focused a whole lot on combat, and that's an awesome thing. It's one of my favorite parts about Raiders. But before I even fought Fleetfoot or Queen Teresa's, I actually had already been to the major city, and I didn't say that. So let me take this opportunity to introduce you to the castle city of Ingen. As you can see, this place is freaking huge as a staple to an MMO. It kind of needs to be. So this is the place you're going to be going to. You're going to be coming back a lot. And there's merchants littered everywhere. There's tons of stuff to see and do. And it looks great, it really does. So, more about the merchants and such. When you're out in the wilderness just killing monsters, they're not going to drop chain boots. They're not going to drop pieces of equipment as you probably normally see in any kind of dungeon crawler or MMO. Instead, you're going to get pieces of leather, maybe you'll pick up some wood, you'll take the mining ingredients, and you're going to bring that stuff back to Ingen. Or maybe if you find a merchant just out there. And they're going to be able to fasten them into other pieces of armor, weapons. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. And that's why fighting those big monsters, like Fleetfoot, you'll be able to take things that they drop, like his tooth, and maybe make them into a new weapon. And I like that. It's very Monster Hunter-esque. Because I've never been a huge fan of picking up a leather belt from a wolf. It's just kind of weird, And you can even make your own mounts. When I was exploring Ingen, I ran right past a mount vendor. I was like, well, what the heck is this? So, all right, let's fasten this stuff up. Let's see what we got. And then, before I know it, hey, I'm riding on this weird little bird. And what the heck is that right there? Oh, it's just There's some other cool stuff, some unique things that you can do in the city, such as a musical instrument vendor. Kind of weird, but you go over there and then you can... Oh, some nice tunes you got there. So crafting's a pretty big deal in Raiders. It is, and as we delve a little bit deeper into the game, if anything else interesting comes up, any unique items, I'll be sure to tell you guys. But for the time being, why don't we focus a little bit on the classes themselves? I probably should have gone to this a bit earlier, but hey, it's never too late. So there's 4 unique classes in Raiders. There's the Cleric, the Sorcerer, the Defender, which is the class I'm playing, and then the Berserker. Now, the unique thing about this is that each class can sort of go into each other, or you could just play a completely different class if you get to the appropriate level. Now what I mean is, each class has a distinct talent tree. After you get 10 points deep in, say, the Defender tree, you can choose a whole nother tree to go down if you want to. But let's say that I want to be a Sorcerer and a Defender at the same time. Well, that's entirely possible. I just need to make sure that you meet the level requirements, or just the requirements in general, of each class. For instance, the Sorcerer, you have to have a one-handed sword. And hey, the Defender can use a one-handed sword as well. So, what do you know? You can cast spells and use Defender abilities at the same time. But let's say I want to be a Berserker and a Defender. You can't do that, because the Berserker requires a two-handed sword, and Defender class can't use the two-handed sword and use the abilities. But you can press tab and you'll automatically switch your weapons, and you can tie that to the movesets. So you literally can go between a Berserker and a Defender whenever you want. But right now in the beginning of the game, it's not very viable just because you're still stacking up those abilities. But in time, I think that's going to be a very useful thing to do. I do hope that they make it a little bit easier to reskill when the actual game comes out. You can earn this book. It's called the Book of Oblivion. You can use it once and then it's expended. It'll give you all your talent points back. And there's kind of some weird glitches with it. For me, I used it and I still had all my chainmail on, and the defender class is it's like the only one I believe that can use all the chainmail. And when I used it, that requirement came off, but my armor was still on. So I could just go down the whole sorcerer tree if I wanted to and be a chainmail sorcerer, baby. Breaking the system. Alright, I'll stop. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. There's the crafting system, a little bit about each class, and the first big city. In the next episode, I'm going to take you on a tour of Rengat Village. This is the first real place that's given me a hard time. And yeah, I can't wait to show you one of the big bosses behind it too. Alright, well thanks guys for episode 3 of Razing with Raiders. I'm Andrew Whipple. I will see you next time.